Okay, as you guys know better than anyone else on this planet, I grew up my whole life like an absolute pussy. That's why today's video is going to be darker, more aggressive than the typical be grateful, have no enemies, peace and love over war demo video. And we're going to be talking about how to channel your deepest, darkest male aggression for, I don't know, progress in the world. That sounded like the most fucking red pill alpha male bullshit video, dude. But we're going to put a demo spin on it. And of course, since I'm a soft little sensitive bitch, I'm probably going to end this whole rant with some like nice soft-hearted shit. All right. I was going to actually script out this entire video. Like, not script out, but like have some ideas because I'm so passionate about this topic today, man. It all started when I was driving to the gym today. And today is just my cardio day where I just box. I just do my kickboxing, just do my Muay Thai. No fucking lifting weights, right? And I don't know, I was just really thinking about this topic, especially after I fucking watched UFC 297 yesterday. And maybe it's because Demo's still going for a little breakup. That's all. Crazy. And I'll just be hanging out with more dudes. I don't know. And like, there's like higher testosterone. I'm being less like fucking snuggle Pookie Bear with a girl. And I'm more fucking, right? Manly man. But seriously, and it even reinforced it more when I got to the gym today. And there was this big bearded like 30-something-year-old dude, like fucking jacked out of his gills. Who, I remember I was training, like I'm pretty aggressive when I train usually, but it's very happy after. But I dial the fuck in when I train, and even though it's like bodybuilding training for your pussies and it's like a slow tempo, I am like cranking. Like, it was like a couple weeks ago or something, I was on like 3.5 plays on the back row. Yeah, you know. High to low, bro. 3.5 plays, you know me. Good tempo too. Perfect squeeze. And this dude, with the same dude with the beard, was like, wow, man, he's like, you're training, right? He's going to my boys. He's like, you better listen to this. He's like, yo, you're a real back in my day guy. I saw him again today. And buddy fucking kicks me in the fucking shin. Because he was training with the bag first, and he was like, yo, he's like, do you know how to like check kicks and stuff? I was like, no. He's like, check this. Fucking kicks me and almost break my shin bone, right? And I got my aggression up. But the shit that he was spewing, the shit that he was talking about, it almost to a point made me a little insecure with myself. It made me feel kind of weak. And he was extremely respectful and super nice to me and like saying super kind shit, being like, bro, you're on such a good path, like all that type of shit, right? Sorry, I just keep getting this thought in my head, like why are you making this video? This is such an opposite from a demo video. But I don't know, this is just like another, we'll really dive into this topic today, but this is another part of my life, I guess, a part of my mind that maybe I just don't talk about enough because it's I don't know why. Maybe it's scary. I don't know. But we'll get into it. Where was I? Oh yeah, big dude fucking kicked me and he's like teaching me some shit, whatever. But it made me go, like, he was saying shit like, I was like, oh, like trying to be nice, right? I was like, well, so why do you like practice this and stuff? And he was like, oh yeah, like to protect my family and stuff. Which would sound fucking cringe as shit from other people, like from the fucking, oh, that was a bad word I was about to say. I can't say that one on camera. From the e-com dudes online who drive rented Lamborghinis and say that shit, like the fucking, I'm not gonna name the name, but I think you know who it is, one of those fucking, Iman Gotzi clones with the super white ass teeth, like this online, right? Saying like, as a man, you gotta be strong, capable, and powerful and be a killer. I hear from those guys, I'm like, shut the fuck up. This dude looks like a fucking killer, bro. If he kicked me at 10% leg strength, and if he kicked me at, I would have shattered my entire fucking leg would have cracked. But it literally made me insecure going like, this guy is actually dominant as fuck. Like, this guy could rip me apart if he wanted to. He knows the combos. He's like been training for 20 years. He's strong as shit. He could beat the flying fuck out of me. He could kill my family, bro. Now, obviously, I don't want to be like him. I don't want that aggression like to come out all the time. But like, I want to be my own man, which is topics we've covered so many times. It's like, stop copying other people. But I was like, dude, okay. It made me solidify in my mind that this is what I want to talk about. Because I was like, that is pretty cool. That guy's pretty sick, right? Well, let me take y'all back to the very beginning. Yeah. So the first time I ever felt real channeled aggression for, I don't say good, but like actually useful, was in 7th grade when the boys on the playground, oh, that sounds weird as fuck, traded soccer for rugby. Because our school had a rugby thing, right? And I used to be the fat kid. I started lifting weights, and I guess I got some aggression there, but whatever, when I was in 6th grade, so when I was 11, I started, whatever. But yeah, I was 12 years old, and they were like, yo, come play some rugby. And I remember, like, the ball got passed to me. And I still am not comfortable enough to talk about what it was on camera, because I don't have the balls to, but there's one factor of my childhood trauma. Like, I can't even say it with, like, a serious tone, because one, I find it cringe, and two, like, it still hurts, right? Like, quite a bit. Like, it makes me tear up a little if I think about it too much, but there's one fact that leaves a big fucking pit of pain and anger in my soul. And I remember I got past the ball, and I'm terrible at catching, all my teammates would know. And this kid hit me. Now, I didn't fall or anything, but that just unlocked something in my system. And it sounds super cringe, but if you've ever experienced this, you're going to be able to really relate. But that started something in me. It's like the fucking pistons, the gears started getting the electricity in them or whatever, the fucking car mechanics. And the next time I got the ball, like, it sounds really cringe, but I felt like an animal. I felt like a fucking animal. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I am going to, like, actually kill these kids. I was like, I want them to feel the utmost amount of pain. And I ran through, that sounds gay. I ran through our entire school playground, just like fucking shoving kids' heads into the ground, like fucking hitting them as hard as I could, shouldering into the jaw, like making kids feel pain. Like, I just loved it. And I was so aggressive, and I got hooked. And every single recess I went on, I played rugby, and like people started to get scared to get hit by me because I would give you the spoiler warning now, so it's not actually as cool as you think. Because, like, I think when I got to, like, fucking 9th grade, I was still short as shit, and I had no skill. I couldn't catch a ball, so I started sucking. But I had a sick run from 7th to 8th grade, okay? I would literally try to make people feel pain. I remember we went to a rugby sevens championship in 7th grade, the first year playing. I had zero skill. I could barely catch the ball over 2 feet away. But when I got the ball, I would want to actually demolish people. Like, genuinely wanted to see kids on the ground crying. It was really fucked up, right? And it got even, I don't want to say worse, but even more aggressive in 8th grade when I made the starting lineup for the team. I know it's not a big deal. It's 8th grade rugby, whatever. But a lot of guys can relate to this, I feel. Seriously. I'm in the bus listening to my 3 Days Grace and shit. And the thing is, no other kid on the team gets it. Like, they didn't get why I was so angry and shit. Like, I was the guy. They put me as assistant captain even though I had no idea how the fuck to play the game, just because I would, like, before the games, get all the boys in and, like, scream at them. And I'm sure a lot of the kids there, like, didn't like it, but some of the kids definitely did. And I'd be fucking screaming, like, we are gonna rip their heads off. Like, I'd say some fuck shit so much that they had to, like, ban me from saying that shit because it got too fucked. Like, but I was saying some crazy shit. We were only 13. I was like, I want us to, like, I want their blood. I want to bathe in their blood. I want to make them regret coming out here. I want them to die. Like, I was saying some really horrible stuff, right? But I fully believed it in my mind. Like, on the bus rides over the ferry to the other schools we were playing, all I wanted was, like, kill, anger, kill. And I pushed my body to a disgusting level that I was so bad at the game, like, technically speaking, but I would run the lengths of the field to get the ball. Like, my position, I was only supposed to go up and down the field, but I would run there to grab the ball to fucking just destroy kids. Like, that's all I wanted. I was always scared of tackling because I was terrified of getting knocked in the head, so I was a pussy. That male aggression translated into lifting weights, into powerlifting for sure, man. And, you know, for so long, I had so many friends, and myself included, that would make fun of these kids who powerlifted. Like, why are you like screaming before the weights and stuff? But now I understand. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let him do what he wants to do. Like, it's kind of dope, bro. We'll get into the how to actually channel properly later, but yeah, man, I just had some fucking like like some demons to really figure out as a kid. Some like really dark shit. And all these athletic stuff, especially rugby and especially powerlifting, really helped me channel into something awesome, right? And then I remember, like, even the most recently, benching 405, it was always out of some self-hatred, some dark anger. Like, oh my God, I could talk about this for fucking hours, man. But before each lift, I would be fucking sitting there for like 10 minutes, just like thinking about all the shit that I fucked up in life and thinking about all these like angry thoughts and like wait for the perfect part of the song. And like I made sure every single lift had to be. Now I know that that's not, you know, you're gonna have a balance in life and blah 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 and all this shit. But the reason that I'm thinking about this now is because I was like, there is good to this. I think I tried to suppress this part of myself over the past couple of months and tried to be more calm and stuff. And I think calmness is amazing. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to go back to fucking being the guy who fucking in the gym. Like, that's kind of cringe, right? I guess we'll start getting into it now of how to channel it. But, okay. The gym analogy is channel it. Well, first you gotta find it, okay? First you gotta find what that is. And I would suggest, like, find something that actually kind of hits deep. The right way to do it. The wrong way to do it is how I used to do it, which was something that you hate about yourself. You know, I used to seriously, I think about the girls that reject me. I think about the shit that happened to me as a kid. I think about, like, I'm not good enough as a man. Now, I don't really know where it comes from. Like, today I was hitting the bag like so deep, my hands are fucking bleeding, like both hands. But there was no self-hatred to it. There was literally zero like I hate myself shit. I was just like, this is so awesome. The goal is to find some channeled aggression, not hatred. Some channeled aggression that isn't directed toward yourself, and especially not directed toward the younger little boy version of yourself that you're trying to escape from. Because when you direct anger toward that younger little boy version, you start programming your brain, like you've probably done your whole life, that younger version who was weak or whatever is a loser and he sucks and you gotta escape him. Which is not true. What you actually want to do to have a healthy, fulfilled life, oh, here Damon's spitting life advice, you can't be doing that on the internet. You want to accept that part of you, and sure, he may have made mistakes, but you also got to realize that kid was a fucking kid, man. Like, that kid was a kid, and that kid is you, and you have to give that kid love. So I always talk about this analogy of like having him in the passenger seat, right? And like when things affect you really deeply, okay, maybe like for me it was always like girl things, right? Like if a girl broke up with me, even after dating for like a week, it would hurt so bad. Like feeling rejected, feeling unwanted, feeling unloved, all that bullshit, probably tied down to some fucking bullshit, right? Like those feelings come up really deep and they hit a lot harder than I guess the regular person. If that stuff comes up and you go like, oh fuck, I am a loser, I do fucking suck, oh man, I'm a weak man, oh. It's just going to reinforce in your mind that you are. Even though you might not actually be, it's going to reinforce in your mind. What you want to do is just go, like that boy's there, he's trying to take control of the steering wheel. You start driving with him. And you tell him it's going to be okay. You know? That's one analogy. There's a ton of different ways. We'll get into a whole real video about that. But like I really got to get my thoughts straight if we're going to make a real video on that, because that's a really deep topic that I think would actually save a lot of lives. Okay, back to the aggression. So once you find wherever that comes from, whether it's like, for me, it's like, I don't know, sometimes like playing, you can get yourself in these states, like flow states, like study states, right? Like, for me, it's like probably listening to the music that I used to as a kid. I used to listen to fucking so much 3 Days Grace, man. Yo, put in the comments if if that's relatable, listening to 3 Days Grace, getting hyped up to do some crazy shit that, yeah, What was I going to say? Okay. And then do the thing that you have to do that task, whether it's whatever. I don't know. Whatever the task is, whether it's fucking hitting the bag or it's, lifting weights, whatever your task is. Use that aggression, but like, don't break your form. And that relates to anything in life, not just lifting, right? Like if I'm getting very aggressive in the gym and I'm like, I'm fucking swinging the weight. 1, you look like a fucking jackass. 2, you're not actually contributing toward your goal, right? You have to control it. Control that aggression, not contributing to your goal. So what I think is true, and that's how I've been training now for weightlifting, but this applies to life, is if you can use that aggression and do the thing how it's supposed to be done. So for example, like keeping the tempo in the lift, right? You have 8 reps to perform, you put on the max amount of weight you can in 8 reps, and you don't fucking let yourself once break form. You don't let yourself break your tempo, you don't let yourself break your form, you don't let yourself break your breathing rhythm. If you can control your aggression to keep doing that, you're going to enter this crazy flow state where you're going to get 9 reps, 10 reps, 15 above what you believe. The pushing past failure stuff that I used to preach all the time. And the final step, it's not even a step, but I was really contemplating this up there. One thing that I want to reframe your mind on is, some of you might have clicked off. You're like, oh, this is cringe gay. Some of you might still be kind of intrigued. Some of you, and this is for these guys, might be like, yeah, I don't really believe in this stuff because I don't want to be that guy who slams weights in the gyms or like goes beat up a bag. Great. Don't do it. Now, I used to think that male aggression or this fucking aggression thing that's good always has to channel into some physical thing. No. I'm trying, as you guys know, I'm in the stage of life right now where I'm trying to like believe that whatever people do, they should do what they love. Like truly what they love. Like, I was talking to some guy about this in the gym. Like, you should do what you truly love, not what the internet wants you to do. Don't look at all these fucking fake e-com gurus online who fucking spend 80% of their monthly income on their rented cars in their apartments and think that you gotta be like that to be cool and stuff. No. I'll tell you what the coolest thing a man can do is do what he actually wants. Do things that he's actually passionate about. And that doesn't mean you go home and fucking jerk off to porn all the time, okay? Sometimes I get those comments, I'll do what I want, I'm gonna do crack cocaine. No, you're not. Come on, Ardhard. That's a funny one. You're gonna sit there. This is how you find out what you really want to do. If you actually have no idea. Sometimes I get DMs from a lot of you guys going like, Nemo, I have no idea what the fuck I should do. I don't know what I actually want. I'm getting polluted in my brain by this and that. No. Just one day. One day, no phone. One day, no phone, especially if you don't interact with anybody. Just sitting there thinking, doing no activity. Fuck it. 1 hour to 2 hours, no phone, no activity, nobody around you. You'll probably come out of those 2 hours being like, I know what I want to at least try to do. Because that's the only way that your brain can produce the most actual thoughts. The brain's like a muscle and just like a bicep. Sorry, this is an excuse for me to fucking flick my bicep. That's a thumbnail right there, bitch. Wait, let me get a better one. You can train it to get bigger by doing more reps, right? Okay? You can train the brain to do things. It's muscle. But if you're teaching the bicep like bad reps, this is a terrible analogy, but if you're giving like bad, poor reps, it's not going to grow properly, okay? Same with the brain. If you're giving all the reps of like what these fuckers on the internet want you to do, like buy the rented Lamborghini and stuff, and you keep feeding it the reps of that, you're going to be like, I want the rented Lamborghini, okay? But if you let it produce its own idea, like for example, everyone has different, we're getting there, everyone has different biomechanics of how to do a curl, right? Some people, maybe they curl more like this, whatever the fuck. You got to experiment yourself. Exactly, to find the proper rep to do for you, because everyone's femurs and everything and length and bones are different. Same with the brain. So you got to turn everything off and try it yourself. And I guarantee all those 2 hours you're going to come out and be like, damn, I kind of know what I want to do. Because there's no bad influence or even good influence to give you. Okay. Even if it's art, editing, painting, fucking whatever it is. It doesn't have to be some typical traditional male aggressive thing like playing football or, being a gym rat. It doesn't need to be that, Joe. It doesn't need to. But put that aggression into that passion, okay? Put it in there. And know that this aggression thing I'm talking about doesn't always have to... I said it before, but I really want to nail it, and it shouldn't come from hatred. I don't even know if aggression is the right word. I was watching this, listening to this, like, fighting video. Oh, that's probably what got me to this topic, honestly. On the way to the gym. And it's talking about how these... this is where we're going to go with this. The champion mentality. I'll touch on this a little bit, and when I learn more about it, we'll go more deep. But I think my whole life, until recently, and that's why I think I'm trying to get it back, is I had a really deep champion mentality. Like a huge... Not for rugby, I didn't give a fuck if we won or lost. Literally didn't care. But fucking for powerlifting, 100%. I, for 2.5 years, obsessed every single night on wanting to become the number one powerlifter in the world. And if it wasn't for that little virus, those lockdowns, I guarantee I would have fucking won, man. I would have become world champion. At under 18, so it doesn't actually matter. But I was so obsessed with this to the point where, like, I cut out, like, basically sugar for, like, a whole year. I cut out, like, everything for a year. Like, I, every single night dreamt about it. Every single morning woke up and did this. Like, I fucking dedicated my life to this purpose that I felt. Now, the mistake I made was that purpose really did come out of, like, a deep hatred. For sure. So if you can find some purpose that comes out of a deep love, that'd be amazing. Okay, boys? But it was so obsessive, and the video that I was watching was talking about how, like, all the top UFC fighters, well, anybody in the UFC, like, especially to do such a crazy fucking sport, where you're guaranteed to get some fucking crazy brain damage, and you're still gonna get out there every single day, knowing that you're probably never even gonna get paid, because only the top, like, 0.001% actually make a good living from that, and you still do it. That is, like, love and passion and craziness, and, like, that's what we want in life, boys. That's what we want. And I'm not saying go be a fighter because everyone else is doing it. No, okay, don't get your brain bashed in, but go find that thing that you really love and fucking dedicate to it. Dedicate to it. Whether it's just this holistic self-improvement of dedicating your life to becoming better, whatever that means to you, physically, mentally, becoming a better person, whatever the thing is, that's what I think it is for me. Like, I'm so obsessed with the self-improvement shit. But really dedicate and get that aggressive champion mentality to, I don't even want to say be the best, because we have to be logical here, and, like, not everyone's going to be the best at everything, right? But to be fucking great. I think it's so important for every guy to be fucking great at something. And I keep saying it doesn't matter if it's athletics, if it's editing, art, making music, cooking. Be fucking great at something. Does anyone really look at Gordon Ramsay and they're like, he's a pussy because he's cooking? No, because he's fucking great. It's so simple. Life is so simple, but it's hard. It's not easy. But you find something that you're passionate about, that you fucking love, you dedicate so much toward it, but you still balance out with other things so then you can come back to the thing with more love, and then you try to become great at it. But then you make sure the thing, and then you reevaluate and make sure the thing's actually what you want to do and actually for the right reasons, and you keep doing that throughout life, and eventually you start living the most fulfilled life ever. This was just a long 20x minute video for me to rant about. I want you guys to find shit that you love, man. That you fucking love. And if there's something that you feel like you're falling out of love now with, like for me, I fell out of the love like 1 billion times with the gym. Spice it up. It's just like sex in the bedroom with the girls, man. Come on, like sometimes you don't want to just keep hitting it missionary. Spice it up. Buy the hog tie. That's crazy. Buy the pink handcuffs. No, seriously though, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just so passionate about passion, man. Passionate about passion. And I want every guy to fucking experience this shit. It's sick when you have passion for something. It's so fucking sick. Yeah. I think I'm just talking to myself right now. Like, I want to be more okay with using that aggression because it's awesome. You know where this is coming from? Recently, over the past 2 weeks, I've been having some insanely passion-driven workouts. And to be honest, it's not even for, like, I want to win this bodybuilding show. And it's just like, I just want to be great. I just want to be fucking great. So, you know what? That's an extra tip. It doesn't have to be you want to win something or be the best at something. You just could want to be great. I'm sorry if this... I'm not even sorry. Fuck you. No, not fuck you. You're dope. But if this video, I know it wasn't directed and really provide much value to people, but I hope the people that stuck around till here is like, you're fired up now to go, whatever the thing you were gonna do or you're gonna go do tomorrow, to fucking do it, man. Because I do believe in being a good, nice person and being kind and caring, and yes, don't be aggressive in those aspects. But when you are doing your passion, shut everything out and lock the fuck in and be so aggressive at it and love it and just fucking love it. Find something that you love so much that when people call you cringe for doing it to the passion that you do it, you don't give a fuck because it's awesome. Because you love it like I love you. Mwah. Peace out, beautiful, sexy.